Tonia Reeves, Australia's lucky cowgirl, coming at you from my home in Sunday Creek this week. I had to come around the corner and get out of the wind because I thought I'd made a decision to be outside today, and I was like, no wind is going to stop me. I'm going to find a place that isn't windy. So here I am. So yeah, this is the door into our house. So yeah, I thought I don't think I've done this as a backdrop before, and I've got the motorhome in the background as well, just clearing out stuff from being away. So I thought, what better way to have a different backdrop. So I hope everyone's going all right this week. It's certainly been a very, very, very hectic and challenging November for many people, and I know this because I'm getting many inquiries and messages and people feeling a bit out of whack. So apparently we've come past, the 11th of November was a bit of a turning point. So my interpretation of it is that we've really been shown things that we need to make changes with, things that aren't maybe no longer serving us. This could be relationships, could be a job, place where we're living. You know, we've been shown that there's changes in the wind, that there's opportunity to shift things around. Now, for a lot of us, that doesn't make us really comfortable because it means change, and it means, you know, there's that element of fear of the unknown. So, you know, as humans, change and fear can tend to go hand in hand, but I am here to say that we've got to remember everything is transient. So no matter how out of whack we're feeling, how thrown out of our comfort zone, always remember that it's only temporary. So, you know, as hard as that can be, what I've found over the last week and a bit for me, it has been the message of just taking a deep breath and reconnecting and just putting trust that everything for my highest good is in order. I might not necessarily be seeing that strongly or getting the 100% green light right now, but I know it's coming. So rather than getting anxious about it or, you know, being a bit unsure of what is coming up in the future, I'm taking a back seat and saying, okay, I'm going to consolidate the lessons that I've been experiencing over the last couple of months, which has been pulling back things that no longer serve you, changing up belief systems and, you know, even aspects of ourselves. You know, we are humans, we evolve and we grow, and we need to see the signs and take notice of that rather than being resistant. So I think a big lesson this year for many of us has been we need to let go of resistance and really see the lesson and take on board, you know, what is it that you need to do to change? It's not always around our circumstances. Things are always going to happen for us, but what lessons can we take away that's just going to help us to grow and evolve and be able to feel more comfortable in moving forward in our life? And sometimes these things aren't apparent straight away, but, you know, take time, go for a walk outside, get into nature, do some meditation, and just spend some time being quiet. Also getting inspiration from others. If you're feeling a bit down and lost, you know, grab a book. If you're not a reader, get an audio book and just take the time to take on board some new teachings. And, you know, to somebody that maybe you aspire to, you know, go into that field, whatever they're doing, or you inspire to take on some of their mantras or some of their belief systems that you feel you could adapt, you know, for your life. So we can always learn, and I'm a big one. Like, I love learning, and to me, the day that I stop learning will be the day I'm not here on Earth. So I feel like, you know, I think that's an important aspect, is the more we learn and the more we gain from educating ourselves, the better our life is. So keep that in mind. You know, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be a certain thing. It can be going to learn how to draw or how to sing or, you know, getting creative. Do whatever it is that works for you, that gets inspiration happening. It doesn't have to be in the line of work that you're in or furthering your career with study. It can be just allowing yourself to do something you really enjoy. You know, going for a swim might be running. It might be, anything that just grabs you or makes you feel good. At this point in time, with everyone struggling, we need to connect with the things that make us feel good. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're feeling a bit flat, a little bit down, and you feel a bit overwhelmed with all these energies that have been taking place, go and do something you enjoy, and go and focus on being, not doing as well, as well as that. So I'm going to go and do a dance class or an art class, or, go swimming. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do all these things. It's just a case of committing some time. Decide on what you want to commit your time to, but definitely dedicate time for you. Even if it means you have to get up earlier, do it. Okay, I'm going to go on to my first caller, Gretchen in Kansas, USA. Gretchen, how are you going?
All right, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Well, thank you for letting me.
Awesome. Got some big changes around you. What's the go with, there's an opportunity coming up for swapping what you're doing currently at the moment. Has that just transpired, or have you had something come to you where you might be changing up what you're doing for work?
I don't work.
Okay. Well, is there an opportunity where you're going to be, I feel like you're doing something.
I'm crocheting.
Right. And
yeah, I've started this, it's a crochet of prints that I'm doing for my friend, and I've got a lot of people that gave me a lot of positive response for it.
Yeah. So is it something on your horizon that you're wanting to do?
Well, I've thought of doing something in food at one time, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like there's an opportunity going to be coming, and it's to do with career and doing something that you enjoy, but where you're getting, obviously you're getting paid for it. But it's like I want to change things up. So I just feel for you that 2020 we're looking at new opportunities for doing things, because I feel like, you're saying that you're not working, but there's something there that you're yearning, or you feel like something's a little bit missing at the moment.
Well, yeah, a relationship.
Yep. So you're on your own currently, and that's only recently transpired that you've been on your own?
I divorced about 6 years ago, and
okay.
Yeah, dating hasn't been very good to me, so.
Okay. But was there somebody not that long ago? Because I feel like it's like recently, or whether you've given up on, that you've had those experiences and you're like, oh, I'm done with this. Can I also say it's around where you're looking? It's almost like wherever you're going to connect with others, we're getting all the, the I want to say, like, not honourable guys, or it's like partners. So it's almost a bit like we need to step this up a bit.
Yeah.
Right. But I also,
right.
with the current energy around, I also would love to see you write down what the attributes are that you want for that person to have and bring into you.
Okay.
Okay, because it's like the universe you're not being clear on what it is you want. So I also feel like for you, there's that desire to have someone there, but there's also a hesitation in committing.
Yes.
Right. So we need to work on.
My marriage of 30 years was, the last 20 wasn't very well.
Yeah. And it's almost a little bit like your deservability. We need to fill that up a little bit too, because it's like you have many talents and skills, but it's, obviously, like you say, your last 20 years have been really hard. It's like your confidence has been eroded, which is pretty normal for anyone in that situation. But I feel like for you, I'm gaining a new lease of life, and this is almost like the confidence, and I'm gaining back some power. So it's almost like a bit like my guidance that I said earlier, is that we really want to do the things that we love to do. And like you say, you're crocheting, so you are being creative, but it's all those good things that you're getting the feedback from others to say, you're really good at this, and it helps you feel good about yourself. Because what I see for you, or what Spirit is showing me, is you have great skills and talent. And there's a male in Spirit, I want to say, stepping around for you, and it's like he wants to protect you. He's not around to do it right now, but in Spirit he is.
Huh. Okay. I had a relationship about a year ago, but my so-called friend, she kind of took him out from under me and told some untruths, and so he didn't believe me anymore, I guess.
Yeah. The thing is there, though, obviously he wasn't in alignment for you, or he would have hung around and realised that the things, weren't quite correct. This is about building up your confidence too, Gretchen. Like, it's almost like we need for you to do a bit of a also count for all your positives that you have, because you do have a lot of positives, and it's a little bit like we've lost track of that at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is understandable with all that you've been through. Anyone would be the same. But Spirit is showing me, it's like, no, don't believe that. It's like you've got so many great things going for you. But I do feel like one thing they're showing me is we need to come clean with something. So there's something you need to be honest with yourself about. So if there's anything, when I'm showing that in Spirit, it's almost like if there's anything you're doing to sabotage yourself, we need to stop doing it.
Okay.
All right? Because sometimes we do tend to do things, that aren't in alignment with us. And I just feel like for you, without going into detail, it's like, I'm going to make a fresh start. I'm going to let go of what no longer serves me, and I'm starting to focus on looking out for myself, for me.
Okay. Yeah, because my girlfriend, my best friend, she tells me I give too much, so
yeah,
I kind of let myself go and make sure others have what they need.
Yeah, and that's a really relevant point to attracting. You're going to attract those that want to take from you what you have, and there's no balance there. So you're giving. There's no coming back from that, and often what you find when that happens is your health will start to suffer, because you're so much, the outpouring of what you're giving is so much, and we're not getting any back, into you. So it really needs to be balanced out.
My health is this past year has really declined.
Yeah. So your health is connected to your emotional state. You will find once you start saying no to people and you start prioritizing you and the things that make you happy, you're going to make a shift with that. And even, with your health, we'll get improvement, but we'll also get people that treat you with the respect you deserve, because you don't, you're such a giver and you overlook things, but it's like it's time to now say, no, I deserve only somebody who is like me, who's honourable, who's there for the right reasons, and I'm not going to tolerate somebody that just, wastes my time and that I have to be giving to them all the time. Once you change up your mindset, your life will change, and it's really amazing how much that, how quickly that can happen as well, I want to say. And you're not the only one in this boat. There's many I connect with that are exactly like yourself. So you're covering an area that I know many of the listeners will relate to.
Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah, so you've got this though. 2020, you're going to make the shift. So I see that as much as, the information I'm giving you. A great one is Louise Hay. I always plug her book, You Can Heal Your Life, because that addresses the self-love issues, and it gives you great tools to be able to move forward. If you don't read books, get it on audio so you can listen to that, because we want to reprogram. And our brains are such an amazing tool, and we can change our thoughts. And as soon as we, open up the gateway to change our belief system and change, what we continue to do that doesn't serve us, then all of a sudden you'll get the change come in. I do see somebody stepping in for you once you make these changes. So it's a little bit like we need to take that step. Another really great book that I've been talking about a lot lately is Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure Outable. That's a really great one. She also has some exercises in that book that you can do to work out where are you sabotaging yourself, because you don't deserve to be, you don't deserve to be lowest on the pecking order. It's time for you to step up, and I do see a better 2020 for you.
Okay, cool. So,
right.
Hopefully next year will be better for me then.
Yeah, I feel like this year for you, it's about doing the work. We're making the changes. We're identifying what we're doing to sabotage ourselves. And then next year, when we do that and start to change the way we look at things and think, we're going to be ready then for next year to step into our power. There is an opportunity around work coming in for you, and there's more money coming in with that. So when that comes up, I want you to say yes. And please keep me posted, because I love to hear that, all right?
All right, I sure will. Thank you so much.
All right, Gretchen. Thank you so much. Keep me posted on. I'm on Facebook, Australia's Psychic Cowgirl. Connect with me. I'd love to hear back, because it will be really fascinating to see your transformation, I want to say.
Okay. And I appreciate you letting me know that.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's amazing what you've got within. I just want to see that blossom. It's time to take it out of the closet. So it's like I'm going to be who I'm meant to be, not hiding behind the desires and wishes of others.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, you've got this.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, I'm going to go on to my second caller. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, I've got Elizabeth in Clifton Park, New York. Elizabeth, how are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you.
That is wonderful. I love to hear that response. Elizabeth, for you, I initially do you work in the spiritual field, or you're quite connected? So I just, with connecting with your name, I'm like, oh, you're very in tune to your spiritual gifts, I want to say.
I read a lot about it. I'm so interested in it, but I didn't know I was.
Usually anything we're fascinated with, or, I know that for me, that's where I started. I just couldn't get enough of spiritual, information and reading books on it and that kind of thing. And I always say that's your inner guidance saying that's an aspect of you that, is worth exploring, because it's like you get really good insights, and you also inspire others. So there's something around, for you, your soul path is inspiring others on their journey.
Well, that would please me, yes.
Yeah. So you don't currently do that? Because I see you doing that.
Well, I don't know, if I do or not. I mean, I'm constantly, I'm just so intrigued by it all, and can't get enough of it. And
fantastic. So with work, and again, it's funny that work's come up for you as well, but there's standing up in front of other people, and that's part of the way that you inspire others. Are you doing that with work at the moment?
No.
Right. Okay. Because there's something around that, like I feel like I want to hook into that for you as, something that I suppose is part of your journey here on earth, is to be able to share things with others. People come to you and connect with you because they value what you bring to the table. So it's almost like if you meet somebody, within 10 minutes, they're pouring their life story out to you, or aspects of their life, and they feel very comfortable with you. And it's also, what I see with that is, it's almost like what you've been throughout life. There's been aspects that now you could help others with. So there's been, I feel like I'm going back to, there's been ups and downs and experiences that you've had that really are worth sharing because of the way that you've come out of situations.
Mm-hmm.
And you've really, you're very good at manifesting. So I feel like for you, even if you do it subconsciously, you're able to manifest things coming into your life. So I feel like it's almost like you'll think of something and go, oh, I'd really like that. Then up comes an ad for it to be on sale. And there's something around a trip. I don't know whether you've organised a trip, but so vacation, I should say. I feel like there's something relevant around travel for you.
Oh no, I hadn't organized any
yet?
trip. No.
Okay,
no.
well that's I definitely see that as part of the future side of connecting with you. Is there's a great holiday coming up, and it's like there's an opportunity. You'll see something and go, wow, that's for me.
Oh.
So when that comes up, just go yes, because there's many opportunities. There's many opportunities for you within that. So it's not just you're not just having a vacation. You're meeting like-minded, and there's aspects of this trip. And I feel like for you, I like to go to places that aren't necessarily the busy touristy types. I want to explore and see the culture of places. So there's an aspect of you delving into that, getting a bit deeper into cultures and different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any other questions, or what else would you like me to delve into? 'Cause I feel like there's something else there. Let me see. So I've got a lady looking over you. Now, can I ask, is your mum in spirit?
Yes, she is.
Okay, because it's like she's there. It's a very gentle lady, this lady that's coming through, and it's almost like she's sort of putting her hand up just gently to say, I'm here. I'm ready to make some things happen for you. So she's very grateful for you, and I feel like there was of course, being mum, you have that connection, but there's something around her that you and her, there was a real special connection, or it's like she's acknowledging all that you did for her. So it's a little bit like above and, not just look, it's hard to explain that, but it's like the way she's showing me, she's very grateful for you. And there was a lot of things that you did above and beyond and helped her out. And it's almost like, I don't know whether she got the opportunity to tell you that in life. So I feel like she's coming through that I have to pass that on to you. And what about the ring? There's something about the ring, because I'm here going like this to my ring. So have you got her ring?
I have my grandmother's diamond. My mother had her mother's diamond pin put into my ring because I lost my diamond, and so she replaced it with that diamond.
Oh, beautiful, because it's like she's bringing up the ring. So do you wear the ring now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's like that's very relevant. So, and how beautiful that you've got the connection of two generations, so your grandmother as well.
Yes.
She's also wanting you to step into your personal power, because it's like she's up there wanting to enjoy the ride with you. So I feel like for you, I'm going to do some more courses. I'm going to look at what appeals to me, because I feel like something's going to jump out at you, and that will be you helping others, and it's like being of service. Back in 2011, I went and did a Louise Hay workshop so that I could deliver workshops to women, and that's all about healing and that kind of thing. I just feel like I want to say to you, there's something around like that. You're not going to study for long. It's just something that appeals to you that you're going to jump on and go, oh, I'd love to do that, and I can see you helping others.
Just on a very selfish question, where it just we're trying to sell a house. Is it going to be happening, or?
Okay, so you've got it up for sale at the moment.
Yes.
All right. There's something. So you're getting people through, but there's a blockage there with that house. Have you been there for a long time? Can I ask?
Yes, we were there for a long time.
Yeah, okay. We need to change something up, because sometimes what I get when we've been in the one place for a long time, it's got all our energy in it. And it's almost like I want to say to you, go and do some smudging and clearing, and we want to visualize that new person stepping in. There's also something around the entrance of the house. So I feel like I want to either put a couple of pots there, you know, like with some, I don't know, some, you know, like to emphasize the entrance we need to do. It's like when I'm walking in, I'm like, wow, because it's a grey house. There's no reason for it not to sell, and that's a confusion that you're going, why is it not selling? And there's people that are interested, but that we just need to clear that energy. That's what I feel, and then it's ready to roll. I feel you'll have a contract by the end of this year.
By the end of this year? Oh, well, that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but have a look at that, the entrance, the feng shui of it. Like, just look into that and go, okay. And I feel like there's a very close friend of yours that if you got her to come in and say, right, come on, give me some ideas, we just need to change something up. Easy as. It won't be hard.
Although it's empty. It's an empty house now. You know,
right.
we've moved away.
Maybe we need to put some furniture in it. There's something we need to change up how it's looking at the moment. We need it to be more inviting.
Okay.
So just look at that. But you've got, I seriously, 2 small things, and this will be sold. So please keep me posted. I have to run because I'm out of time. But feel free to message me.
Much.
My pleasure, Elizabeth. Please keep me posted. I want to know when that contract's signed.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Tonia Reeves, Australia Psychic Girl, Cowgirl, signing off today. Thank you. Woohoo!